Hey everyone, welcome to the new channel. I'm gonna be uploading some new videos, and we're gonna try out some different types of content, see, I guess, what you guys like. So one thing I did want to try here is some tier lists, maybe. So we're gonna do some Star Wars Jedi tier list today. I am a big fan of Star Wars. Granted, I would not call myself the biggest fan. There is like some massive crazy fans out there, but I've seen the Clone Wars. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I've seen all the movies. I read comic books. I watch videos on YouTube. I know a decent amount. I'd consider myself a pretty big fan, but I'm not going to Comic Cons and dressing up and reciting the Jedi Code or any of that stuff. So I'm going to give my best opinion, my best guidance here, and feel free to roast me in the comments, yell at me all you want, but this is just my opinion on the Jedi, so we'll get started here. So the first one we have is Isla Secura. I might be saying that wrong, but I always thought she was a pretty cool Jedi, and from what I know of lore, she has like a secretive relationship with Kit Fisto, and Kit Fisto is like the coolest Jedi of all time. So she's going to be pretty high up here. I'm thinking A or B. We're going to say A for now. And I know in episode 3, when you see the Order 66, and she's in, I think, Felucia or something like that is how it's pronounced, and all her like clone trooper squad kind of betrays her. That one was one of the most upsetting, I think, executions of Order 66 for me. Like, I always digged her. So anyways, this next one, I have no clue who this is. I recognize her from The Phantom Menace, but I do not know her name. So I'm just going to say E. We're going to say E tier is for the forgettable Jedis. Now F is going to be for the ones who are just a complete failure. Like, they suck at their job as a Jedi, or completely betrayed the Jedi, or something else. But she's going in E for now. You can tell me in the comments who she is, but I have no idea. So this next guy, this is actually Eth Koth, I believe. Either that or Agen Kolar. Like, they were supposed to be like the same character, but I guess they got recast and he looked a little too different, so they just made it a new character. I think that was actually between episode 1 and 2. In episode 1, it was one actor. Episode 2, he got recast. So they just made it another Jedi. But now that I'm saying that, I think this is Agen Kolar. And I do know in episode 3, he gets killed by Sidious when they go to arrest him in his office. He gets killed pretty fast, like a little bitch. He's a Jedi. He's supposed to be very talented, very good at his job. He's specifically picked by Mace Windu to take on Sidious, and just killed in seconds. Now, I know there's some lore reasons for that, but let's be honest, you just kind of sucked. So we're going to say D. Now, Ahsoka, anyone who has seen the Clone Wars, or the Mandalorian, Rebels, any of that stuff, they love Ahsoka. Ahsoka's the best. So we're saying S tier. I love Ahsoka. Next is my boy, Anakin Skywalker. Easily one of my favorite characters. He's going S. Now, in terms of power, he's definitely more powerful than Ahsoka. I like him more than Ahsoka, so we're saying A. But when it comes to, like, the Jedi itself, Ahsoka's probably the better Jedi. Even though, in the Clone Wars she left the Jedi Order. It wasn't really a lack of skill, it was more so her ideology did not align with theirs, and she felt betrayed, so she left. But overall, she's probably a better follower of the Jedi than Anakin, who killed a bunch of them. But he's gone before her. So next, I really didn't know who this is. I think it's supposed to be Asajj Ventress, which I don't know why she's on this list. As far as I know, she's a Sith. I saw the really old Clone Wars, and she's a Sith there. Saw bits and pieces of the Clone Wars, and she's a Sith there, and I think later becomes a bounty hunter or something, but I don't think she's ever been a Jedi. I'm probably wrong, but I'm gonna say F, because to me, she's just a Sith. Now this, I believe, is Barriss Offee, who I have seen in the Clone Wars, and she betrays the Jedi and then tries to frame Ahsoka in an episode. So she's just terrible. She's F. She's straight up evil. Now this next guy, I have no clue. So he is going in E, where the nobodies are. Next guy, E. I have no idea who this is. This guy, I have no idea. Now I'm sure in lore he's got some kind of name and a story. He could even be the infamous Jedi Bob from Lego Star Wars, but I do not know. So he's going in E. But he does look pretty cool, so we'll at least put him at the top of E. Now this person I cannot see. It is poorly cropped, and all you can see is like a little bit of neck. So I have no idea who this is. I'm guessing it's the long neck guy, and I can't remember his name. But if you've seen Robot Chicken, you know who I'm talking about. And if that's so, this guy's great. And this got moved. Come on. Alright. So the next guy, I think this is Coleman Trevor, I believe is his name. And he kind of sucks too. He like ignites his lightsaber in front of Dooku and Jango Fett and then just gets shot and falls. So I know the Jedi haven't faced Sith in countless years, but this guy kind of sucks at his job. So he's going in F. But he is pretty cool dinosaur face. That's what a lot of people call him. So, I don't know. We got Agen Kolar here in D, and he really sucked at his job. But dinosaur face is kind of cooler, so I'm going to put him in D, actually. Alright, this next person, I have no idea. She is going to E. Alright, now we got Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus. Very powerful Sith, very powerful Jedi. I saw Tales of the Jedi, the animated series. Very cool story. I really like him. We're going to put him in A. Now, he definitely disagrees with the Jedi philosophy, so he's not an S. It's not exactly the nicest guy. So we're not saying S, but top of A for sure. Alright, I never really gave Rebels a shot. I didn't see much of it, but this is Ezra Bridger. It's like a Jedi in training. I think Kanan Jarrus kind of takes him on. I know he's beloved, so we're going to put him in C at least, but I really don't know him. I don't know his story. I don't know much about him. We'll say C. No idea who this next one is. Straight to E. This next one's a Wookiee Jedi. Very cute, but I have no idea who it is. But we're going to say B, just for cuteness. I think my wife would kill me if I didn't. This guy, no idea. We'll put him in E. This guy, going straight to E. Alright, so this next one I actually know from the Darth Vader comics. This is Jocasta Nu, the Jedi Librarian. And if you read the story arc, she is pretty freaking awesome. I don't know if she's quite A tier, but definitely B. I'm just going to leave her at top of B for now. This person, I have no idea. Straight to E. This person, is this supposed to be Kanan Jarrus without a beard? I think so. Alright, we're going to say C. But since he's like Ezra's master, we're going to put him above him. Alright. This lady, no idea. We're gonna put her in E. Kai Adi Mundi. I love this guy. He is always a cool Jedi. He cares about the Wookiees, asks about the Wookiee attack, so he clearly has the interests of other species, like, on mind. So, A for sure. We'll see, I might move that, but we're saying A. And his death in Order 66 really stunk too. Like, that one affected me, but I think I like A Secure still. Alright, Kit Fisto, easily like the coolest Jedi. Now, in episode 2, he looks vastly different than this, and he looks way cooler in episode 2. This one is like Kit Fisto on death sticks or something. But if you've seen the Clone Wars or the really old Clone Wars, he was really cool. The underwater fights, awesome. But even like the animated Clone Wars series, he's pretty awesome. That one episode where his Padawan, that's like one of the Mon Calamari guys, just doesn't listen and gets murdered by Grievous. Like, he could have been a better master, but he's definitely cool. And I think he's probably cooler than Aoskura. And like I said, they had a relationship and they're both pretty cool. It was like a gray area of the Jedi philosophy on attachment, but he's definitely A. I think if they had a picture of him from episode 2 or the Clone Wars or something, though, he might go to S. But this is definitely Kit Fisto on death sticks. Luke Skywalker. Freaking love him. Mark Hamill's the man. He's going right up here. I like Anakin a little bit more. Prequels came out when I was a kid. That really got me into Star Wars. But granted, now I'm older. I definitely have more respect for Luke. I love him. But, you know, the sequel trilogy, they really they nerfed Luke, man. They didn't care about him at all. No respect for Luke. But if you know the lore and shit, Luke's definitely pretty cool. So S tier for sure, but I say he's behind Anakin. Luminara Unduli. She's a decent Jedi. Pretty cool. There's some cool episodes of Clone Wars with her and Anakin out there. I think B. Now, she's not a great master, because as we discussed, she is the master of Barriss Offee here, and she betrayed the Jedi and framed Ahsoka, so not the greatest master. There's a lot of masters on this list that have really failed their Padawans, and she's definitely one of them. So you know what? I'm actually going to put her in D, because she does suck at her job. Not as much as these guys, but she does suck. Alright, Mace Windu. I'm going to catch some flack for this, because Mace Windu is a pretty cool character. But, if you know anything about Star Wars, he's kind of a jerk. He's very strict on the rules and blah blah blah. Now, granted, some Siths have rise to power right behind his back. And he's like the leader of the Jedi Council with Yoda. And that just slipped their gaze completely. Like, that was the biggest F up in history. Like, it's really his fault so many people got killed. And then he went to take on Sidious in the office. He picked a team of Jedi to take him on, and they all got killed. Agen Kohar killed. Kit Fisto killed. I think Saesee Tina's with him, and he gets killed. But just poor choices all around. Mace Windu's not very good at his job. Alright, no idea who this guy is. Obi-Wan. I prefer Alec. Well, no. Forget what I'm saying. I prefer Ewan McGregor over Alec Guinness' portrayal as Obi-Wan. But I definitely love me some Obi-Wan. It's kind of hard not to love Obi-Wan. He's just great. Now, he definitely failed his Padawan Anakin here, but we're gonna forgive that because he's just so cool. Especially Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Gotta love it. No idea who this guy is. I think this guy's name is Even Peel or something like that. Sounds like Key and Peele. I don't know where I want to put him though. I don't know much about his story. We're gonna say C though. As far as I don't know, as far as I know, he's not much of a mess up like these guys in D. So we're gonna put him in C. Plo Koon, this guy is the man. He cares about his clones. They are not just clones to him, they are people with feelings. Who doesn't love that episode? When he gets killed in Order 66, that was heartbreaking. So he is going S tier. I love me some Plo Koon. He is definitely like the ideal Jedi. What the Jedi should be, what they stand for. Does not mess up his job. This guy, if you have seen Clone Wars, you know this guy sucks. I don't remember his name, but complete opposite of Plo Koon. No regard for his clones. Just an evil, evil dude. He's going F. Straight bottom of F. Qui-Gon Jinn. Pretty cool guy. He's got a set of particular skills and he will find you. He will kill you. He's definitely cool. Trained Obi-Wan pretty well. I think we're gonna say S. He's another one of those like ideal Jedi, what they should be. And he doesn't really mess up his job. He trained Obi-Wan. That was his job. Did a decent job. Didn't get to finish because he died. Took on Darth Maul. Lasted pretty long. I think the only thing that never really made sense to me is in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. He's supposed to be like 60 years old or something. Like, this is a young Liam Neeson. He's like 30 or 40 tops. That is not a 60-year-old man. But for a 60-year-old man, he lasted a long time against Darth Maul. So he is going S tier. This guy, I believe, is Quinlan Voss. I don't know much about him, but I know he's beloved. I am going to say B. I'm going to catch some flack on this one, but Rey. Everything just came so easy to Rey. I get she's the granddaughter of Palpatine. Everybody's got their feelings on the sequels. But, like, it was Luke's training on crack, if you know what I mean. Like, in Empire Strikes Back, Luke trains with Yoda for, like, 20 minutes. And he's just, like, a master Jedi now. And in, like, the movies, it's, like, 20 minutes. But, like, if you look into it, it's supposed to be, like, months on Dagobah with Yoda. But, I don't know. That timeline of Empire Strikes Back never really made sense. But Rey's even worse. Like, right out the gate. She's just, like, the most powerful thing ever. I like her. I don't completely hate the sequel movies. They have some good things to them. But we're gonna say B tier. Right behind Joe Costanu. Joe Costanu is cooler. Rey's definitely more powerful, but everything just came so easy to her. Like, there was no struggle. Alright. Saucy Tin. I might be saying that wrong, but this guy is another one of those Jedis that went to Palpatine's office and just got killed like a bitch right away, despite being a master Jedi. But he is pretty cool. He's got those horns and stuff. And now what I don't get, and I've been confused on, is like the continuity of his horns. If you see some of the Clone Wars stuff, like one of these is cut off, at least like broken or something, but then like later on in the timeline, it's just fine. It could be two different characters, I don't know. But as far as I know, his horns, they go back and forth on whether they're complete or broken. But either way, he's a like top tier Jedi Master on the Jedi Council. Goes to consult Darth Sidious, just gets killed right away. So we're saying D, not very good at his job. Alright, Shock T. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know this chick gets killed all the time. Like, there's one deleted scene from episode 3 where she gets, like, killed by General Grievous. That one got deleted. There's another deleted scene where she gets killed by Anakin. There's a scene in the old Clone Wars series where she gets killed by somebody. I don't remember who. But she is always getting killed. She's not very good at her job. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say she messed up like these guys in D, but she's definitely not very good at her job. So I think she's going to F. Just not a very good Jedi. Alright, this guy, no idea who it is. No idea who this one is. No idea who this person is. No idea who this person is. No idea who this person is. And real quick, no idea who this is. But this here is Yaddle. She's a female version of Yoda. We still don't really know the species, but if you've seen the animated Tales of the Jedi, she is very cool. Takes on Count Dooku, lasts fairly long, talks normal. Like, you know how Yoda talks? She doesn't talk like that. So therefore, Yoda's just talking like that for shits and giggles. He's just an asshole. Like, do or do not, there is no try. He doesn't have to talk like that, he's just being a dick. So she's going to A. And that finally brings us to Yoda. And I am going to catch flack for this, but I never really liked Yoda. Yoda is fairly annoying, especially in the original movies. He's just a little puppet. He's just messing with Luke for no reason. He's delusional. He's like 900 years old, has no idea what he's talking about sometimes. Supposed to be this wise, masterful Jedi. But like, just like Mace Windu, the Sith rise to power with him right there. Super powerful. He tries to take on Dooku, and like, Dooku gets away. He takes on Sidious, and like, loses and has to escape. So, in terms of taking on Siths, Yoda's not very good. Like, does he lose? Not necessarily. Does he win? No. Is he supposed to be like the best Jedi? Yes. Is he? No. Is he a good mentor? Not really. Is he good in the Force? Yes. Does he know how to train people? Sort of. Like, supposedly, I think he's also Mace Windu's master, so decent job there. I think he's the one who finishes Obi-Wan's training, decent job there. And I think he's Count Dooku's master, so decent job there. So he definitely knows how to train him, he's just not very good. But now if you've seen episode 2 and 3, like, Anakin's going back and forth with his, I guess, draw to the dark side and his feelings about his mom and stuff. And Yoda does try to help there. So he's not a complete mess up, but he's not great. So I am going to say he's in the bottom of B tier. He's pretty good. Overall, cool character, but just not the best. I don't get the appeal. I don't like him that much. He's not that wise. He's more of just a jerk. So, B. So that's my tier list. If you disagree, go ahead and tell me in the comments. If you want to tell me who any of these people in E tier are, go ahead. Like I said, if you disagree, go tell me. But this is my feelings on Star Wars. Like I said, I'm a pretty good fan. I think there's some people on here that like you had to read comics and see some of the animated stuff and some of the stuff outside the movies to understand. Like I said, I'm not the biggest, craziest fan, so I don't know all these people, and I don't care to look them up much. But, yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you hated it. If my content's the worst thing you've ever seen on the planet, go ahead and tell me in the comments. Thanks a lot. See you guys. Bye.